Bears fans are longing for greatness, which we should get to here. Enough about me. Let's talk about what's real important. Justin Fields, Bears defense, rookie backup, man. I mean, I can't wait to see this division because you know what? I can tell you now, the Packers aren't running away with this thing. The Packers aren't even the favorite to me. The Vikings are, if you didn't listen, I know as Bears fans, if you didn't kind of give a little bit of love for Kirk Cousins after seeing that the quarterback show about how get the dog shit beat up. Jim McMahon's one of my best friends, Mac is, and teammates in Minnesota have been one of my best friends forever. That kind of tell you Mac had his ass whooped his whole and kept coming back. And now we got stuff to create. And I promise you that you and I will get Jimmy Mack on this show this fall, and we'll have him as a guest or on PSF as well, taking calls. And you'll listen to Mac do what Mac does. He'll probably have a dip in and a cold beer and have it. But
I would love that.
Taking a guy like that and understanding just how tough it is to play the position. But think about the excitement. Is it the Detroit Lions offense, but can they tackle anybody? Is Eberflus going to blitz a little more? And who is Justin Fields? The enormous freak show talent. Can he make the ordinary play every play? Are they going to run the ball efficiently? Is Luke Getsy going to take a few more chances? And the perimeter people, can they protect Fields where he can sit in that pocket and not have to go run first, pass second? Is Jordan Love, was it time for Rodgers to move on, and is Love the real deal? Hell, and is Kirk Cousins finally going to get him deep in the playoffs, or are they just what the Vikings have been, kind of tease you? So I think there's so many sidebars in all the divisions, but this is as intriguing a division as there is. Why? Because we don't really know what we're going to get out of it, right? We really don't. And the Bears, the history of the Bears and the historic Bears and the fan base, one of the better cities on the planet. I am immensely fired up about this football season, what you Bears fans bring, and you guys deserve it. I know you'd like the 85 Bears defense. You're not going to get that. But as long as Fields can make a few plays and the defense can get some stops, the Bears will be better this year.
What do you think about the narrative from a quarterback's perspective, what are you seeing with the narrative of Justin hanging on to the ball too long? Is that something from your perspective as a quarterback? Is that the receivers not getting open? Is that him not going through his progressions correctly?
Combination of everything, my man. It is. It's a combination of it. Listen, our expectations are out of whack now when a quarterback comes into the league. Because you know what we do? Well, damn, is he Mahomes? Well, who the hell is? Who the hell is? I know, and we're spoiled. I say that, and all of a sudden you look at the gauntlet, Fields and Burrow and Allen and Mahomes and Jackson. I mean, we're at the top of this league. We are loaded with some badass dudes playing quarterback now in a quarterback-driven league, quarterback-driven society. But think about it. Hell, we don't even talk about Jared Goff, and he'll throw for 5,000 this year if they keep. I'm just telling you. And, former first pick of the draft, Fields is such an enormous monster talent, right? I mean, he's capable of, if they get the right players, and he does it, and as he continues to develop on the – when you say mental, people say, what? No. He's a second-year guy trying to get to a point where he give the guy a chance to learn through the curve that's there. And Mahomes didn't start but one game as the last game of the regular season. He didn't start one game as rookie year, just one. And not everybody's more. We got to quit comparing these guys to the elite of the elite. Give him a chance to fail and give him a chance to succeed before we start crowning the guy Sammy Baugh or friggin' Pat Mahomes or Tom Brady. Shit, what do you expect from a rookie quarterback who's getting the dog shit beat out of him on a regular basis and carrying him with his legs and his arm? Now, listen, does he got some stuff to learn? You bet he does. What second-year quarterback doesn't? My thing with Justin Fields is he doesn't have to – if I could give him one piece of advice sitting in that meeting room, you don't need to be a hero every play. You just don't. And it's hard to teach a guy because you know what he is? He's got hero skill set. Big, physical, fast as anybody on the field, can throw it a country mile, had success at Ohio State, highly recruited. He's only known success. Last year's the first time he got his ass handed to him at times and still, made things happen. I'd love him to run the ball. I don't ever want to take that skill set away from him, but the next level, if I was coaching him as his quarterback coach, I'd say, dude, here's how we're going to live. I want you to play the position and train as if you don't have great legs, as if you don't have a powerful arm. I train a lot of quarterbacks across the country, and the ones that are physically gifted, you know what I tell them all the time? I said, let's train like you got a average arm, that you're shorter, you're not 6'4", 230, and that you run a 4.9 or a 5 flat 40. Now what do we do? Well, coach, I need to study harder. That's right, and smarter. Well, I got to understand pre-snap and post-snap better. That's exactly right. My eyes got to urgently get through progressions without being hurried, and there is a difference. And then when I drop back to pass, understanding if you know where Denny Green used to always say this to me, just know who to get and how to get them. And when you know who to get and how to get them, guess what that means? The ball will come out a little quicker. Right now, Justin Fields is the guy, I got to make every play to win. Of course, I get it. Now, is he ever going to be Breeze accuracy? Probably not. But then again, once again, who is? So for me, the next level for him is a little more patience and what's the word I'm looking for? Boredom in the pocket. I'd like to have him bored in the pocket. See, if I train him to throw on time and throw receivers open and anticipate and study defensive tendencies, guess what he'll do then? When the ordinary play is not there, the guy's covered, then the natural ability seeks in. Even for us non-guys that can't do it, Justin Fields, what do we always do? What happens when you put your damn finger on a hot pan? Your ass jumps back and you pull it back because it hurts. Same thing at quarterback. Oh, now I get it. They've taken, and now all of a sudden everything breaks down. Now go do what you do, dude. There's about 8 to 10 plays a game when a quarterback's just got to be a badass. Go make me a friggin' play that I can't teach. And every now and then even means throw it to your mom in the stands. So for Justin Fields, there's going to be a narrative because he's a phenomenal – its biggest strength is his biggest weakness. He is a tremendous playmaker. He thinks he's got to make every play, and understandably so, because quite frankly, at times he had to. But he doesn't. Yes. Those other guys get paid too. And once he settles in and makes the ordinary play, hit the flat route, hit the curl route, stand in the pocket, reset with your head up the field, reset, sidestep, take the number 2 guy, hit the check down for 6 yards. To my math, 4, 4, and 4 equal 12. That's first down. And then the extraordinary play will come because not every cat has his ability. So think like Breeze, make the ordinary play, react like Mahomes or like Fields and make the extraordinary play. And when he does that, his game will get to another level. He's a guy I'd love to coach because I think we got a lot of space left to coach. Yet sometimes he'll leave your jaw hanging down. He's saying, damn, I don't know how he made that play. And he's one of those 5 or 6 players this year that I cannot wait to watch and see how Luke coaches him, how Matt turns him loose, and what they're going to do with their weapons to make sure he doesn't feel like he has to be a hero on every play.
That's a great point. He feels like he has to be a hero in every play. He's always looking downfield for the big play. And maybe a good idea to what you were saying would just be to strap a couple of 25-pound weights around each leg, each ankle, and just have him stand in the pocket back there and make him a lot harder to run when he's practicing,
Right. And you know what else is true? Think about this think about this. I asked one core, I'll leave it out. Everybody would know who his name is if I said it. But I asked him, I said, when somebody comes to you and says game manager or quarterback, what comes to mind? And he said, Sean, you know what he told me? Well, okay, that's a negative connotation to most, right? Game manager.
Right.
Right now, you know what Justin Fields needs? Be a game manager because his natural ability, he's got that a lot of guys. Listen, as much as I love Kirk Cousins, you know what Cousins can't do? The extraordinary stuff that Fields can. You know the things that Cousins does better in the field. He's been in the league longer. He makes some ordinary plays, and then he'll make some extraordinary throws. He's a great throw of the football. My point is he's got that in his arsenal. He just needs to perfect the other part of the arsenal, and that's making the ordinary play. Because what happens is you start making that ordinary play, the natural thought process of the defense is the guy's elevated his game. Now they start squeezing that, and now you make your whole shot throw, your deep ball, you scramble and go make a play. And while you're training to do it, we'll get back to the game manager. And you know what he told me? He goes, Sean, it's the highest compliment I can give a quarterback. Who's the best game manager of all time? Tom Brady is.
Yeah.
Best game manager of all time. Why? He hit the shallow crosser in the flat 8 million times in Super Bowls, the mesh play, shallow cross. He didn't miss the 6-yard throw. He didn't miss the check down. He didn't miss the hitch route, the slant to the seam and inside. He didn't miss the bender post to Gronkowski just over the Mike linebacker. There was a 12-yard throw that Gronk finished in the end zone. And then when they squeezed him on coverage, bam, he takes a double move go and hits some guy, a Chris Hogan, who was a lacrosse player, for a 60-yard touchdown. Why? Because he outpatiented you. Ordinary, squeeze ordinary, bam, the ability to make extraordinary. So Fields has got a unique skill set, and the one thing he needs to do is realize, dude, you can't make every play, even though your ability says you can. And when he gets to that point, I put it this way, the Bears have never run a guy through this organization since I've been alive. Cutler could sling it, but he didn't have the athleticism. We can go, McMahon was as tough as 100-year-old leather, and if you're as tough as Jim McMahon, God bless you. And by the way, my prayers to one of my favorite people, to Steve McMichael, not only Hall of Fame-wise, but everything. Yes. God bless his – you want to talk about some fight now. Good gracious. But watching people rally around – manga. It's heartbreaking. Also, it is extraordinary. So I wanted to get that in. But so when you think about feet and arm, Eric Kramer was a real accurate thrower, and Mack did his. I mean, we can go through the list of them, but you know what Fields has? He's got all of it, except the one thing he doesn't do enough of yet, and that's because he's new at this position in the NFL. It's hard. Trust me. Shit, I made the position look hard. 10 years, I know it's hard. I threw it to the other team plenty. Is if you'll just play boring, the explosion will come. And when I say that, people say, what do you mean boring, Sean? I want him to be a thrill a minute. He'll be a thrill a minute. Don't worry about that. But make me the boring, simple play. If he makes me 15 simple plays a game, miss tackle for an extra 10 yards, the Chicago Bears will beat teams that maybe we don't think they're supposed to beat. Stay tuned for Justin Fields.